You know, it's just occurred to me we really haven't had a completely successful test of this equipment.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Incoming transmission.
Well, welcome aboard Air Wagner. It's February 25th, 2024. It's a beautiful day. California is experiencing really nice weather this week, 60s, high 60s, low 70s. Today I'm going to do our normal flight, but my emphasis is going to be on the Mac Daddy of the glass panels, which is a
752, Roger, standby.
G600 or 500 MFD PFD combined with the GTN-750. And I'm going to move this camera over to the 750, and that's going to be my emphasis on the flight. So right now, we are on the ground in Oakland. Okay, we have information, Mike. Let's call clearance, get our clearance. Clearance delivery, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, IFR to Auburn. Information, Mike, ready to copy clearance.
Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, Oakland, clearance clear to the Auburn Airport via the Nimitz 5 departure procedure. Vectors to Victor 6, Sacramento VOR, direct. Climb and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect 5,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 120.9er. Your squawk is 4233.
Okay, I think you said 4232?
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, affirmative, no, 4233, 4233.
513 Sierra Juliet's clear to the Auburn Airport. Nimitz 5, radar vectors, Victor 6, Sacramento, direct. 3,000, 5,000, 10 minutes, 120.9er, 4233 on the squawk.
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, read back is correct.
3 Sierra Juliet, thanks. Ground, good afternoon, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, taxi IFR 28 right, port to ports.
Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, Oakland, ground, verify ATIS Mike, please. Runway 28 right, taxi via Delta Charlie.
Delta Charlie, we have Mike 3 Sierra Juliet. Okay, would the Mrs. Air Wagner hand me the all-important checklist, please? Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to do the checklist off video, save some video time, and be back on. Okay, we're at the point on the checklist where it says flight instruments and radio set. So we're going to switch to the tower and then put our 120.9er in. That's going to be our frequency. And over here, I'm going to put 3,000
extend the downwind, I'll call the base.
On the altitude. And our instructions were Victor, the Nimitz 5. So we're going to go to Oakland. We're going to load a procedure, a departure, Nimitz 5, runway 28 right, and we're going to do a transition to the SAC VOR, and we're going to load the departure. And then we're going to go down and we're going to add the waypoint of our destination of Auburn. And we can put the approach in for Auburn later. Okay, so you're wondering, okay, so what's the Nimitz 5? So then you can go on the GTN-750 to charts, and you can choose the type of chart, which would be departure, and you go to the Nimitz 5, and you can pull it to full, and you can open it up and brief it. It's basically a 315 heading with radar vectors to your assigned route. So we're going to Victor 6, and so Victor 6, let's push this down and hold it, you get the map down. If you push it down and do it once, you get the boxes for that. So we want the map, and we want the Oakland VOR. So we were on the Oakland VOR. If you need to change it, you tap the bottom one, 116.8, transfer it in, shows the Oakland VOR, and then we come over here to the G600, G500, they work the same, and we're going to change the course to the 022, which is the Victor 6 airway as a backup. We're going to put that back to CDI. And we're going 3,000, 5,000, 10 minutes, 120.9er, and the squawk I put in, but 4233 on the squawk, and you hit enter. Okay, so then we're going to continue with the checklist. All important checklist is complete. Tower Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet 28 right, ready for IFR.
Golden Eagle 5130 Juliet, Tower short, runway 28 right.
Hold short 28 right, 5130 Juliet.
November 5130 Juliet, runway 28 right, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 28 right, 5130 Juliet.
We on the call sign now, 33377.
Mooney 5 Mike Papa, no delay, right turn down at taxiway, golf ground, point niner.
Right turn golf ground, point 9, 5 Mike Papa.
She wants to get me off before next guy comes in. Appreciate that. Take the whole runway, as usual.
November 3 Sierra Juliet, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff, report established on the 315 heading.
On the roll, 28 right, we'll report established on the 315, 513 Sierra Juliet on the roll. Okay, time, transponder, traffic. All right, first thing we want is fuel flow, or we abort. All right, high 40s, that's what we want. Switch to airspeed 70.
70, start to turn to the downwind.
80.
Turning downwind.
95, little bit of back pressure. Tap the brakes, pull the gear up, pitch for blue line. And then we're going to climb a little bit. And right around runway 33, we'll turn for the 315. Tower 513 Sierra Juliet can restore established on the 315.
513 Sierra Juliet, roger. Thank you. Contact departure today.
Go to departure, 3 Sierra Juliet. All right, so departure, you just tap it. That's it. NorCal, good afternoon. Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet. Checking on 1,000 for 3,000, 315.
513 Sierra Juliet, NorCal departure radar contact.
Drive 80 is looking at a 7,500, climb into 10,000.
All right, so I'm hand flying right now.
Maintain 15, 15,000.
And we're going to pull the power back to cruise. All right, 32.5 inches of manifold pressure. And we'll go to RPMs of 1,800. That quiets it down quite a bit. If you want 1,700, it gets really quiet. And the fuel pumps off one at a time. One alligator, two alligators.
Experimental 578.
So you see here on the G600, we're on the 314, and no autopilot, just hand flying it.
5 Juliet Tango, NorCal approach, open altimeter 3001.
And we're going to go to
November 2 Pop Bravo, connect NorCal 123.7.
CDI for now.
2 Pop Bravo.
Drive 80, climb, maintain 17,000.
After 17,000.
So you can set your altitude here at 3,000 on the G600.
025, you have traffic.
And you'll get a tone at 200 before and 200 after. Here comes the tone.
NorCal.
So
I maintain 190.
not usually you have to level off here.
Drive 80, climb, maintain flight level 190, proceed direct to Orang.
190 and direct Orang, drive 80.
I'm ready for a turn or a climb. Which one are you going to give me?
Right.
So here you can see the track and the track and the direct track. So we're on the 315 and we're tracking 1 degree off. What's 1 degree among friends, right? So I'm expecting another radar vector and a climb in about 10 seconds, or I'm going to call him because I think he forgot. And 3 Sierra Juliet, still 3,000, 315.
3 Sierra Juliet, climb, maintain 4,000.
4,000, 3 Sierra Juliet. All right, so you set the altimeter to 4,000, and we're going to climb. All right, Mrs. Airway.
Sierra Juliet, climb, maintain 5,000.
5,000, 3 Sierra Juliet.
That's better.
I'm higher for here shortly.
3 Sierra Juliet. Okay, so 5,000, everything's done on the G600.
Delta 2608, can I go consider 119.75?
119.75, Delta 2608.
Let's hook to this.
3 Sierra Juliet, turn right heading at 330.
330 on the heading, 3 Sierra Juliet. All right, so come over to here, push the button for your current heading. Quick,
Delta
sending right quick, and 330.
Traffic, 1 o'clock, low, 2 miles.
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, turn right, proceed direct to Auburn.
Direct to Auburn now, 3 Sierra Juliet. Okay, so now the traffic is below us, almost 1,000. So he called direct to Auburn. So we had Auburn in here from before. And we're going to pick Auburn, direct, enter, and it's a heading of 031. So now we can go to the heading bug and do 031 and do 031, and he gave us 5,000, which was our final. So now that we're in that direction, I'm going to put the G600 back to the magenta for the GPS, and I'm going to turn the autopilot on and tell it to level off at 5,000 and let the plane fly. Let that fly now.
November 3 Sierra Juliet, connect Travis, approach 119.9.
What are you doing?
Travis for 3 Sierra Juliet, 19.9. Thanks, Henslong. All right, so we're going direct to Auburn. Let's straighten that out. Now, you want the next frequency, 119.9er. If you hit enter, it goes into here. But if they give it to you right away, you go 119er, transfer, and it goes right to it. Travis, good afternoon. Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet checking on. Just about to level off here at 5,000, leaving 4,800.
November 513 Sierra Juliet, charge for check altimeter 29908.
29908, 3 Sierra Juliet. So you come here to the G600, hit barometer, 29908. If you hit enter while you're on barometer, or just push the button on when you're on barometer, it goes to standard, 29902. Here comes our 5,000, and we're leveled off here with the altitude. And we're, the nose will be coming down soon. So here I'm going to draw this in a little. This is your zoom in. You can zoom in pretty far. It shows a 1 mile. You don't need the 1 mile. 3/4 mile.
Approach back to Rejoy for Garmin.
I usually have it on 5 or 8.
November 26 Bravo, clock 5221.
There's 5. That'll work.
221 for Garmin. 26 Bravo.
So here on the GTN-750, get frequencies for the COM and then the nav, of course, over here, the transponder. I like to have the data files here, these 4 data files, along with these 4
November 286
on the display.
4,500.
But I like the data. I like the data. You can have a remote transponder, a remote audio panel that'll use up these data files, but I have plenty of room on plenty of real estate room on this for that. So I like to have that. Now, just going back here before we settle in, if you want traffic on the GTN-750, you got traffic. You can call it in. This guy, you tap it. It goes, shows his number, November 231, November Alpha. His closing rate with us is 154 knots.
Fly heading 240 vectors for the
he's tracking 097 and he's going 99 knots. And you want to know this guy here, you can get him. Now, if you go to off scale, they stay on the information. And this green line you see, that's the 30-second motion. That tells you where they'll be in 30 seconds. So, if you're close to them or on a course that might intercept, that gives you some more information. That's a simple traffic screen. The terrain, self-explanatory, you pull it in. You can't move yourself anywhere on here. This will pull in the mountains. And of course, red is you're within 100 feet or below the altitude. Yellow, you're within 1,000. That's the terrain portion. Weather, you got Sirius XM weather. You have the FISB weather. There's nothing happening today, so you're not going to see much. Storm scope, it'll give you any lightning. And then lastly on the weather, you got the radar. And you can call it for weather radar, and it'll do the sweep. You've seen me use that before. Right now it's reading the ground. You take the tilt, move it up. It'll wash out the ground and just show you the weather. So that's the weather part of it. There's a menu for how you want to set it up. And if you want to go vertical to see the height of the weather in front of you, you use the vertical, and you can change some of the settings there. So that's the ground that it's reading here, and you can see we're above that, of course. So we're going to turn this to standby. We don't need that. Go back to the main menu. Charts I showed you before. You can get charts for anywhere. Here's JFK Airport in New York. You can get whatever you want. The approaches, whatever you want. They got everything you can want there for whatever airport that's in your database. Flight plan. This is our flight plan. So this is one way to get to the flight plan. The other way, if you push this down and hold it, you get the map. You can also just push that and you get the same thing, your flight plan. Procedure. This is what we got in here. We departed Oakland on the Nimitz 5.
Bravo, turn left.
That's all we got in right now.
040.
And the nearest. You can pick the nearest airport.
November 26 Bravo, correction, turn left.
And it'll show you where and the bearing and how far and if they have an ILS. This will be for, you know, if you need to get there for some sort of emergency. The other, you hit the back button, you can find the nearest intersection, another back VOR, and so on and so forth. The other way, if you're just, let's say you're just tootling along here and you hold this down and you want to go nearest, all of a sudden you hit direct to and you say nearest airport and the same thing pops up. All right, so we're going to go back to the menu here. So that was the nearest.
Contact traffic approach 126.6.
513 Sierra Juliet 26.6. So long. So here you can just go, whoops, I'm sorry. You go here, a little bumpy. 1266. And let's go backspace. 1266 and transfer. Travis Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet checking on 5,000.
Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, Travis approach, roger.
Okay, so Roger, it's an acronym for understood and will comply and all that stuff. Nearest other things, you know, user waypoint. These are some user waypoints that I made. That's all that's left on the waypoint. The services I don't have the satellite radio for music or entertainment. Utilities on the GTN-750, you got your vertical nav, which is also available. We'll do that later.
November 19 Quebec.
Trip planning, it'll tell you everything you need to know, more data than you can imagine. Fuel planning, it's hooked to the shade, the fuel totalizer, so it tells you your fuel flow, 45 gallons an hour, how much fuel you have on board, 134, your current ground speed, 192, and then it calculates how much you're going to use. Fuel required to get to Auburn, 14.4, and when you get there, how much are you going to have, and what your efficiency is, how many nautical miles per gallon. And then for your reserve at Auburn, the hours and the endurance. There's a message there, inside airspace. Yeah, we're near Travis Air Force Base, but we're fine. Okay, so that's the utilities, trip planning, fuel planning. This is your width aloft. It gives you, and it's using the sensor data. So it's telling us our pressure, altitude, our calibrated airspeed, true air temperature, you know, our track, our heading, our ground speed, and then at the bottom here, the wind's 212 out of 7.
Julia, traffic 11 o'clock, 2 miles southwestbound, altitude indicates 5,400, type unknown.
513 Sierra Juliet, looking for the traffic. Say again, position on the clock.
11 o'clock, sir, 12 miles.
11 o'clock, 12 miles. Would that be 731 Whiskey Charlie?
I don't have a beacon code on them, sir.
Okay, we'll watch for him. Okay, so there's the target. He's 12 miles away. You know, do I care right now? No. I'll leave him lit up. I'll leave him.
Is that the call sign you're seeing on ADSB?
Yeah, I got November 731 Whiskey Charlie. He's going 146 knots, 300 above me.
Copy. Unfortunately, we don't have the funding for ADSB yet.
Oh yeah, you gotta talk to the governor about. Oh, actually, you're federal, right? Talk to the president.
I'll see if I can get up that high.
Yeah, okay. Let me know.
Will do.
November 19 Quebec, resume on navigation. Contact.
All right, so we're gonna just leave him in there, and hopefully he'll get close enough where everything lights up and you can see how that works. All right, so we're back to the utilities. So you got flight timer, scheduled messages, logs, clean the screen. That means you can touch the screen and not hurt anything. And then you got to hit the home key to get it back. And then the system tells you your system status.
Juliet, traffic 11 o'clock, 5 miles southwestbound, altitude indicating 5,200, appears no factor.
3 Sierra Juliet looking for the traffic. Okay, so that's him. Appears to be no factor. I'm looking at the window for him. Can't see him. Can't see him. We'll keep an eye out for him, though. All right, back to this system. It gives you the GPS status of all your satellites. all your external links. Here's your setup. If you want the clicks, what scale you want, centigrade, Fahrenheit, all that happy stuff. Your backlight, which is on auto. And then your connect setup. This is for the flight stream and the transponder. I don't know why we're getting static right here, but it should go away. So you push that down to hold it, and you're on the normal screen. So let's jump over to the G600 and take a trip around the G600. I'm gonna look for traffic. Now he's past us now. I'm looking out the window. I don't see him, but he's no factor, so we're done with him. All right, so it's 3:30 in the afternoon, 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Very little. Tailwind at 3, crosswind at 2. It's very gentle. That's why it's hazy outside. We're doing 188 knots on true airspeed, 174 indicated, 191 across the ground. We're on GPS 1 to Auburn. We are going to take the approach. Auburn's direct tack is 032. We're tracking 032. You can come over here on the G600 to the GTN-750 and see they match up. Are coordinated. We're 5,000. We're bugged at 5,000. 29908 straight and level. Over here on the multifunction display, you can draw it out a little bit. You can see where we're at. This also shows traffic. McClellan in front of us. And Nut Tree over here. Back here. All this information. Power settings. We got the 32.5 inches of manifold pressure, 1800 RPM, 22.5 an hour. Everything's looking good. PITs, turbo inlet temperatures in the mid 1500s.
November 30 Juliet, traffic 12 o'clock, 5 miles eastbound, 5,500 to the Cessna 177.
Okay, we're looking for 819er Quebec.
That's him.
Okay, we'll watch for him out the window, 30 Juliet. So there he is. He saw him. Oh, his ADSB is in and out, but he's 600 above us. That's the plus 06, and that would be he had 2 zeros to that. So he's 600 above us, and I'm looking out the window for him. He's 6 miles away, and our course closure rate 127, so 2 miles a minute. So we're 3 minutes from his position right now. So we can look at down here at the menu, and you can tell it if you want to show.
Question, November 30 Juliet, contact NorCal approach 125.25. Have a good day.
Okay, 125.25, 30 Juliet, thanks, that's all. So you notice I was putting the number in while I was talking to him. Now we're going to transfer it. NorCal, good afternoon, Golden Eagle 530 Juliet, checking on 5,000, and we'd like the RNAV runway 7 into Auburn today if that's possible.
November 5130 Juliet, NorCal approach, roger, thank you, on request.
30 Juliet.
November 30 Juliet, you say you have the weather?
Negative, sir, haven't got the weather yet.
Alright. November 90 Tango, turn left, heading 090.
So let's get the, okay, that's good, I'm glad you brought that up. If you're on the map, you click on Auburn.
At your speed, I think it's fine. November 90 Tango, resume.
Waypoint info, weather data. 280 at 7, visibility 10 clear, temperature 18.7, altimeter 3002. You need to hear it on the radio too.
Niner Zulu, wind 230 at 6 knots.
A little different.
Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions clear below 12,000. Temperature 17 Celsius. Dew point 7 Celsius. Altimeter 300. 2 inches of mercury.
They'll be passing just below you.
30 Juliet, we'll be looking for the traffic. So he's talking about
21 traffic, 12 o'clock, 10 miles eastbound, 5,000.
So he's talking about Boeing. It's probably this one here. Southwest 1521. And NorCal 30 Juliet, is that Southwest 1521 we're on the lookout for?
November 30 Juliet, that wasn't for you, but you're clear direct to Siskiyou.
Direct to Siskiyou now, 30 Juliet. Okay, let's get going here. So now we have to do this kind of load procedure. We're going to do the approach, We're going to do RNAV 7.
Approach.
We're going to do, he said go direct to Sitzku, so we're going to go direct to Sitzku, no course reversal right now. Load approach and activate.
Executive looking to pick up flight following.
So you can see now.
Where are you going?
The direct.
Cessna 43 Julie.
The direct track change. We're in a left turn to 019.
My what? Cessna 150.
Back to the traffic. And 30 Juliet does have the weather at Auburn.
November 30 Juliet, thanks.
Now we have our RNAV checklist. Load the approach check. Brief the approach plate. I like to do it over here where there's more room.
Check 635, there appears to be one aircraft in the pattern.
Not available, we're going to make it available.
Report airborne on the go.
Runway 7, enter. Loading. Not, we'll do it here. Okay. Let's zoom in.
Southwest 1521, flighting 320.
Okay, inbound course 068.
Heading 320.
Can't circle land at night. 25. Missed approach. Instructions here. We're going to simplify this.
Heading 320.
3000 at Yadfi. 3000 at Sitzku.
November 513 Sierra Juliet, contact departure 127.4.
274, 30 Juliet, thanks, that's long.
See ya.
See ya. Okay, 274.
7 Lima, your...
okay, what's our minimums? 1848. Menu. Enter.
7 Lima, clear for the approach at around McClellan 16.
Enter. Pops up here. NorCal through 513 Juliet, checking on 5000, heading for Sitzku with the weather.
Number 513 Sierra Juliet, NorCal for Roger.
Okay, on our checklist is set minimums when inbound, activate vectors the final, take it off GPS arm. The approach, confirm glide slope capture. Okay, so you see it's got graphically edit the flight plan. That means you can tap it here and say go direct to it.
Frequency at your discretion.
But we're just clearing that out. If you hit it by mistake, it shows up. Now we have all the menu stuff set up where it shows the chart. See that where it says charts? That's why the chart is showing up on the approach. It's a double check in. Now I'm gonna look at my, well, I'm still too high to see traffic at Auburn, but it's a beautiful day. They're probably gonna use, everybody's using 2.5. How long to Sitzku? So that's something I can tell you about these data files, these data points, fields. As you know, direct track, here's our ground speed, and VSR is vertical speed required to get to the altitude that you have chosen of 3,000. So if we start at current speed, if we start a descent at minus 320 feet per minute, we'll get there. This is ETE to destination. You can easily change it to something else if you wanted to. You just tap on it and change the fields. I don't want to do that. Estimated time at destination, and then here's our destination. Now this is longer than Auburn because it has the whole thing in it with the mist. So you got the mist approach and all of that. So that's why it's showing that up. Down here is the estimated time en route to your active waypoint, which is Sitzku. 5 minutes, 39 seconds. 17.7 miles. And then down here are some of your, if you wanted to zoom in, you could do it this way, or you could do it this way with 2 fingers and zoom in, zoom out. It's on auto zoom also.
November 656 Delta Mike NorCal, approach radar contact, segment altimeter 3000, say again the altitude you're leaving.
This tells you the weather.
Going to 3,500.
That is the next rad. It's 6 minutes old. Probably took another 6 minutes to compile, so you don't use that as live weather. That's pretty much how we integrate the G600 and the GTN-750 to be the Mac Daddy of the glass panels. So we're 4 minutes to Sitzku. We can start reducing power. We're on autopilot.
Eagle 3 Sierra Juliet, descend to maintain 4,000.
4,000, 3 Sierra Juliet. All right, so I'm going to hit 4,000 and start down. So that's usually my first indicator to start reducing power is when they give you lower.
For traffic.
And as we get lower, I'll be able to look at Auburn's airport on my iPad to see if anybody's in the pattern. I prefer, depending on the wind, to land on 7. It's uphill. I'd have to taxi a long way. So you get your vertical speed over here, -8, -9. They want you, ATC wants you to do the last 500.
Golden Eagle 30 Juliet, contact approach 125.4.
25.4, 30 Juliet. They want you to do the last 500, at least 500 feet a minute for the last 1,000 feet. NorCal, good afternoon, Golden Eagle 513 Juliet, checking on 4,200 for 4,000, direct Siskiyou.
Golden Eagle 5130 Juliet, NorCal, approach, roger. And descend and maintain 3,000 at Sid, so you're cleared to straight in RNAV 7 approach.
Continue this descent to 3,000. We'll expect a straight in at Siskiyou, 5130 Juliet. So we're not...
5130 Juliet at Sid, so you're cleared to straight in RNAV 7 approach.
Okay, so we're cleared for the approach at Siskiyou with the straight in, 5130 Juliet.
5130 Juliet, thank you. You can report canceling I-4 airborne on this frequency on the ground. I have a phone number for you. Let me know if you need a phone number.
I have the phone number. I'll be doing it probably with you in the air, 30 Juliet.
Roger.
Okay, so he cleared us for the approach at Siskiyou. Not yet, so when we get to Siskiyou, we're good. So we're going to keep reducing manifold pressure. Lena Peak, Richa Peak, Continental engines, turbocharged engines, they don't recommend Lena Peak. My feelings on it, all right, here's our level off at 3,000. Going to help the autopilot a little bit. Papa Gumps right now, pressurization, check. Air conditioner off. Prop sync off. Auxiliary pumps on, gas on mains. So Richa Peak, Lena Peak, I don't like it. There's an area between Richa Peak and Lena Peak that's really hot. And if you snooze and leave it on that for a bit, you're going to damage your engine and the cylinders. They're going to get too hot. Wow. That's not a really good reason not to do it. But for turbocharged engines, we were just taught and told, don't do it. There's enough trouble with the unleaded gas that we're going to have to be using pretty soon. All right, looking down here, minute 22 to Siskiyou. And you can see here, it's all depicted, and it's zoomed in automatically. I know this is the last frequency for Auburn, so I'm going to do 22.7. And we're doing the full approach to keep sharp. Okay, less than a minute to Siskiyou. So look over here, you can see someone took off from Lincoln. It just disappeared. The white diamond is advisory. The yellow diamond is caution. That means they're closer than 1,000 feet. And I don't know what the vertical, what the horizontal separation is. Okay, 33 seconds to Siskiyou. And I'm going to show you how we're going to arm the activate vectors of final once we're inbound on Siskiyou. Okay, there's the turn. If you look over here, it's the white is the next back. The white is the next waypoint, and the magenta is your current. So once we're established inbound and heading for Yadfi,
Number 43 Bravo radar service.
There we are, going to Yadfi, approach, activate vectors to final.
Frequencies improved.
Over here on the G600, that gives us the diamond. And the glide slope. Okay, so the runway is in sight. So this is going to ride it in. The intercom sound like it changed tone. Either that or my ears went wackadoo. So this is going to ride it in. There's our direct track 071. We're tracking 072. The inbound course 068. And you can be comfortable when you can show yourself on the approach flying inbound on the GTN-750. Then after Yadfi, then this runway 07 threshold. So we're going to see who's on the frequency before we decide. There's a whole bunch of them. Well, I only see 2, but they're using 2.5.
30 Julia, there's traffic, 12 o'clock and a mile westbound, 1400 indicated.
3 Sierra Juliet, we're looking. So we're going to break off and do the circle of land, which would be 2400. So we can quickly go into the flight plan, menu, set minimums, and go over and change it to 2400. Enter. Now it's new there. 28 seconds to Yadfi, where we're going to intercept the glide slope. You can see it coming in here. And then we're going to also put the gear down at the glide slope. Oh, we got good speed, air speed, so we're going to put the gear down now. That'll be the undercarriage. Here comes the glide slope. Good time to do it. 1, 2, 3 lights. First notch of flaps. And we're just going to ride it down.
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, change over to the advisory frequency is approved. Again, you can cancel airborne on this one or on the ground. That number, I hope you have it.
3 Sierra Juliet, cancel IFR. We'll go to frequency.
Number 3 Sierra Juliet, IFR cancellations received. Squawk VFR for exchange approved. Good night.
3 Sierra Juliet, thanks, that's long. Okay, we're going VFR. We hit that. We hit, whoops. We'll go here. VFR. Enter. Switch. Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, 5 south of the field on the approach for landing Auburn. Who's in the pattern? Okay, here comes our minimums for circle.
Minimums. Traffic, 12 o'clock. Low, 2 miles.
Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, 3 west of the field, breaking off the approach to enter left traffic, runway 25, full stop, Auburn. All right, so who is this that's in the...
Auburn traffic, Cherokee 5233 Lima, turning left base, runway 25, Auburn traffic.
I don't see him. I gotta say hi until I see him. 150 Foxtrot, Jan Freaks.
Affirmative.
Okay, looking for you. I think you're I just went past you.
Were you in the Golden Eagle?
Yes.
You just passed us. It's no factor.
Okay, thanks. Okay.
Auburn traffic, Cherokee 5233 Lima, turning final, runway 25, Auburn traffic.
Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, midfield left downwind, runway 25, full stop, Auburn. Okay, so it thinks we went to the missed approach point. We're just going to say remain suspended.
Traffic, 11 o'clock, low, 1 mile.
That's the one that's on base. So we're okay here. And aircraft on short final, you touch and go or full stop?
Full stop.
All right, so they're full stops. We have to allow a little longer. Okay, they're over the numbers. Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, left base, runway 25, full stop, Auburn. All right, so we have a rule. Well, my own personal rule. Stick to the Bazzy or the Pappy on the way in. All right, we're on blue line on base, turning final. Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle 513 Sierra Juliet, turning final, runway 25, full stop, Auburn. We're dropping all the flaps, mixtures up, props top of the green. All right, please clear the runway. Or we're going around.
Auburn traffic says 150 Foxtrot, departing the pattern to the north.
Okay, they're clearing. Okay, a little fast.
Auburn traffic,
3 green.
5233 Lima, clear of 25, Auburn traffic.
Okay, Mrs. Air Wagner, how was that?
Excellent.
Okay, she woke up.
Been a long weekend.
All right, so we're going to roll out, save the brakes. Brakes are good, Robert. Okay. Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle, clear the runway, going to parking lot. All right, so turn the gas, fuel pumps off. All right, Mrs. Air Wagner, what do you say?
Thanks for riding along.
Slowing to 1/2 impulse power.